You gave us the assurance, please be present when we wish to discuss this whole matter. Because we believe that your voice carries the maximum
there has to be a limit.
in your government.
No, there has to be Rita Brata, there has to be a limit.
The house has been held up.
No, Rita Brata, there has to be a limit.
I don't agree to that.
Rita Brata hasn't spoken yet. Rita Brata, there has to be a limit. Jyotiraditya coming to you. Rita Brata.
The point is that today is the 18th sitting, supposed 18th sitting of the Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister has been present twice. Once he spoke about the Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti issue. The House cannot be a mere talking shop. After he speaks, he condemns the incident. Now, series of incidents are happening. Now, this is a very serious matter. He is speaking outside. We want, the opposition wants the Prime Minister to come and speak inside the House. That is the demand of the opposition.
Why not, Siddharth?
We have hard time and again in victory. One must be generous. What's the problem? The Prime Minister has been in the House only for 2 days. Let the Honorable Prime Minister come in, because this conversion issue is a very serious issue. The discussion on communal violence, opposition wants the deadlock to be broken.
Why run away from it?
The Prime Minister needs to be there. The opposition wants him.
Why run away from it? Aarti is coming in. Why run away from it? Yes, please, Aarti.
Can I answer?
Yes, please,
Aarti.
Listen, the point I want to make
nobody is running away. Can I
that
answer
the Prime Minister is the leader of his parliamentary party. The Prime Minister is the leader of his parliamentary party. The people who are saying these things are members of parliament. He is their leader, and therefore he is responsible and accountable.
Was Manmohan Singh not the leader?
They make.
No. Watch it. 1 minute. This is this. No. Watch it. Siddharth, before you come in. Siddharth, before you come in. Siddharth, before you come in.
1 minute. I've got a bad throat.
So do I. But before you come in, I want to ask the Congress party one thing.
Bad throat.
I want to ask the Congress party one thing, because I first want to know why the Congress party gives itself a certificate.
Let me answer.
No, I want to ask the Congress party, why did Jyotiraditya not speak one word when Manmohan Singh did not speak on 2G? Despite his own role being under the scanner? When Manmohan Singh did not speak on CWG despite the gravity of the allegations, did Jyotiraditya Scindia come and say one word then when the Prime Minister of India took 5 months to break his silence on the missing files related to coal allocation, or when the Prime Minister of India insulted the entire country by taking 6 days to make a statement when 5 Indian soldiers were brutally massacred by Pakistanis on the border? Where was the Prime Minister then? So today, Jyotiraditya Scindia, before you ask the BJP a question, I want to ask you whether you will on national television at least admit that you have done a U-turn. Then you can proceed. But please admit, be honest, Mr. Scindia, that you are doing the most empirically obvious U-turn that ever anybody has seen since before and after the elections. Yes, Mr. Scindia. I'd like to hear that admission from you tonight.
Before I do that,
please admit it.
My good friend Sunil Alagh made, and I must let me finish. Arnab, just give me 2 minutes. The point that Sunil Alagh ji made, and I must congratulate him for that he did agree that the BJP did make a mistake, but then they issued a circular on the 15th. I'd like to remind him that the government only issued that correction circular after we raised it.
Okay, now come to the real issue. Stop this agreement.
Now, having said that, with regard to
answering my question, can you get out of this artificial consensus? Yes,
I'll tell you why. Because the Parliamentary Affairs Minister in Parliament misled the House by saying these circulars did not exist. That's why we're raising it, because it's a matter of privilege.
Okay, no. Can you both stop answering each other's soft underhand questions?
Let me raise this issue very clearly. The forced conversion issue compounded by the multiple statements of the BJP ministers and the riots that are breaking out are creating a situation of great unease in the country. And therefore, if in the Rajya Sabha, all parties, 9 political parties together are saying, A, we want to have a discussion, which is not being allowed. If it is being allowed, then we would like the Prime Minister to answer. The Prime Minister is also responsible to the nation and to Parliament.
But answer my question, are you doing a U-turn?
No, I want to ask the question. Why is it that this Prime Minister attends the House only on roster duty and otherwise does not attend the House at all.
No, you
He is electioneering in Jammu and Kashmir and Jharkhand when Parliament is in session. When the members of Parliament are requesting his presence, there is no response on any issue from the Prime Minister.
No, but are you
And I
doing
think
a
in
U-turn
Rajya
or not?
Sabha,
Third
if
time
you're
I'm
saying
asking
that
you,
would like
are you
a
doing a
statement from
U-turn?
him, no,
Where
we're
were
not.
you?
No, we're not. Because
Of course
when
you
the
are.
no,
Should
we're
I give
not,
you 4
because
examples?
when the opposition did ask us for a statement, the Prime
Come on,
Minister, even
come
in our
on.
time, did make a statement.
No,
Whether it
no,
was
no,
on
no.
the
1 second,
nuclear deal,
please.
whether it
No,
was
no,
other
please. I'll
issues,
tell you what your
we
Prime Minister
always
said.
made a statement.
Your
When?
Prime Minister defended his
When?
silence on a serious issue like the coal scam, saying, I can't indulge in quote-unquote tutu meme because I have to maintain the dignity of my office. You forgot all that, Mr. Scindia. Come on. Now, what's it?
That's not
Siddharth
correct.
Singh wanted to
Well,
respond to you.
no, no,
Siddharth
the
Singh.
reason why-
Siddharth
No,
Singh is
can I-
responding.
Not correct. Arnab,
Siddharth
at
is
all.
responding. No, it's not correct.
That
It's
does not
factually
mean
about
correct.
that.
Prime
It's
Minister
factually correct.
from not
Mr.
attending
Siddharth,
Rajya Sabha and
Please,
answering
please
to
allow
the
me,
completely correct.
Jyoti. I've been very
Siddharth.
silent. I've been very, very silent now. I've been very silent. Allow me.
So am I.
Give me that concession.
Oh my.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Jyoti.
Stop asking for concessions. Go on.
Okay. Now the well. Jyoti is raising on the Parliamentary Affairs Minister. Well, he hasn't. He's twisting it. Fair enough. Let me, for the argument's sake, please ask Jyoti in the same breath that you had asked that when the Prime Minister, then Manmohan Singh ji, stands in the Rajya Sabha and says no wrongdoings have happened in the 2G. Nothing has gone wrong, and he assures the House. But then what happens later? The minister goes in, the others also follow in. So where does that goes in, Mr. Jyoti? Where doesn't that fall under the privilege? But nevertheless, the issue is which, Jyoti ji, you all and the Congress must admit today on the national channels of importance
Admit
like
it.
Times Now,
Admit it,
that
Mr.
you
Singh.
don't want the government to function because certain good decisions happen, the economy is reviving, you want to block the reforms.
So you are
and
saying it's a
therefore, in
conspiracy.
Lok Sabha
Pawan
you
Verma,
can't. You
Pawan
don't want
Verma,
let it
respond to
happen
the
in
charge
Rajya
of a
Sabha.
conspiracy.
So you all have collectively
Pawan
gone
Verma,
together
Pawan
and
Verma
said,
will respond.
no, we will not allow
No,
the
no, Pawan
reforms to go
Verma will
ahead.
respond
And
to that. No, no,
therefore,
Mr. Singh.
this strategy is working. We don't have the numbers in
Prime
Rajya
Minister
Sabha.
to be present in Rajya Sabha. Why don't you get the Prime Minister to
Why
be
should
present
the
in Rajya
Prime
Sabha? The
Minister be
discussion will
answering
start tomorrow and
a
Parliament will
subject?
function.
Mr. Pawan Verma, Mr. Pawan
Why?
Verma,
Is he not accountable to the Parliament?
if a
So if he's not
conversion
accountable to
happened,
Parliament,
no,
who is he
please
accountable
let me. A conversion happened today. A newspaper reported in Bihar, a
I'm
conversion
asking you
happened in
simple questions,
Bhagalpur.
Rajnath Singh.
5
Is the
Hindus
Prime
converted
Minister
into
not
Christian.
accountable
The
to
Prime Minister has
Parliament
taken the
when 9
responsibility
political
of a forceful
parties
conversion,
are
or the Chief
requested
Minister
to
of
1
Bihar
minute.
has to take a responsibility.
1 minute.
Please
Just 1
answer on
minute.
that. And you want
A
the Prime
conspiracy theory.
Minister to take a responsibility of federal
A conspiracy.
structure where the law and order fall.
It's a
where in the
conspiracy.
state subject.
No, 1 second.
Come on.
What's
This
a
is an
conspiracy angle?
absurd
What is the conspiracy? What is the conspiracy? Siddharth Nath Singh, 1 second. Siddharth Nath Singh raises the conspiracy angle. It's a conspiracy. We don't want the government to function. We are against the perfectly functioning Modi cabinet, and this is a conspiracy to distract attention and derail the economy. I would like Pawan Verma to respond to that. Pawan Verma.
First of all, Arnab, we want the House to function and we are willing to recognize what the government has done, which deserves praise. And everything is not as good as Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh is painting out. It's not as if there's been an unblemished record of achievements of this government. Besides, Parliament also reflects what is happening outside Parliament and raises it in the House. It is not, the opposition in Parliament is not meant to merely endorse what the government does and claim to be its achievements. There are things outside which are causing unease. We've raised it in the House. We want the Prime Minister, who should be on his own, volunteering to participate and clarify issues. We want him to participate in this. And his absence is causing this logjam.
No, Pawan,
Mr. Verma,
you are making some
every
very
time you
valid
want a
points.
pool,
1 second,
the
you're
Prime Minister
making.
is not going to come and answer for
No,
that.
you're making some very valid
Come on,
points,
valid
but
point.
the
That
Prime
Mr.
Minister.
Mulayam Singh says in his own state there's no communal violence, there's no riots happening.
That's
Why
not
are
the
you
point.
making an issue out of it?
Sir,
No.
Mr. Mulayam
I
Singh says
think-
in the House,
I
You
think
don't want to believe a state where,
issue
from where his son is ruling,
No.
his party is in
Pawan is making a
look.
Pawan and
Everything
Jyoti.
has come to a settlement. There is no Aligarh movement happening.
second.
Still, you don't want
So
the
we are,
parliament.
so say it tonight, Mr. Siddharth Singh. Say it tonight. Let Mr. Scindia say it tonight. That the Agra conversion row, Siddharth, I also have a bad throat. I have questions for Mr. Scindia.
You must highlight that.
I am asking you, one second. I am asking you, Agra conversion row, not an important issue. RSS leader force-feeding a Muslim employee in Maharashtra Southern, not an important issue. Yogi Adityanath, Shiv Sena person. Yogi Adityanath communal remark in Uttar Pradesh, not an important issue. The comment that India will become a Hindu nation under Modi, not an important issue. What is an important issue then? And who decides what is an important issue? And why just not make your position clear on it? I mean, so what if the RSS will be upset? Forget that. My question right now, however, and I don't think I'll let Jyotiraditya Scindia off the hook. He must admit his own hypocrisy tonight. Not his party's hypocrisy. I mean, Jyotiraditya Scindia, you have one position when you're in power and one position when you're in the opposition. Let me give you one example, and I hope you don't force me to give three. I actually have three. First, when you were in power, you say, when people talk about coal files, the Congress says a clarification by a minister suffices and an explanation. The Prime Minister does not need to speak. The issue should be put to rest. When you're in opposition, when the BJP says the minister's statement should suffice, the Congress party says no. You do a complete U-turn. Do you admit that or not? Just make that admission, Mr. Scindia. I have never thought politicians are never accused of all kinds of things. They are never accused of consistency, so you won't be saying something inappropriate.
Arnab, I think it's important to compare apples to apples.
No.
If there is a certain portfolio,
opposition and power is
obviously the
apples
minister
and
is
oranges.
responsible to answer. There is obviously it's a responsibility of the concerned minister to answer. For example, there are many topics that we've raised in the Lok Sabha.
No, watch it. So coal files minister should answer. Coal scams minister should answer.
Sorry, if this is something that is affecting the nation, then it is incumbent on the Prime Minister.
Corruption does not affect the nation.
Hear the people in Parliament and answer him.
Corruption does not affect the nation. By your logic, corruption does not affect the nation.
Of course it affects the nation, but it has to do with coal. So therefore,
on the coal scam, ministers should speak. On conversions, Prime Minister should speak. Counter question.
Who was the Minister of Coal? Was Manmohan Singh.
The Home Minister will answer now.
He kept quiet.
Or not. The Home Minister will answer. Allow the Home Minister to answer.
Siddharth Singh.
If the Coal Minister has to answer on the coal scam, a Telecom Minister has to answer on the telecom, let the Home Minister answer on the home. Why do you want the Prime Minister there?
So my second question to Jyotiraditya Scindia, since I want him to admit tonight.
Prime Minister,
because it has to deal with his cabinet. It has to deal with his cabinet, Arnab.
And the coal scam did not deal with his cabinet?
No cabinet. Where is the issue?
No, hold on.
Is anything happening?
The cabinet minister is going to
Whatever the programs you were highlighting, they all have been cancelled. Everything is in control.
Are you conspiring to derail the government, Mr. Scindia?
Government to answer.
Are you conspiring to derail the government, Mr. Scindia?
There's two sides of the same coin.
The Prime Minister has to answer in Parliament.
Are you conspiring to derail the economy, Mr. Scindia?
The Congress.
Not at all. We are very clear that if you have a debate tomorrow,
Mr. Scindia, under 10 years of a highly ineffective Prime Minister, the economy went for a toss. One second, Mr. Scindia, the economy went for a toss under Manmohan Singh.
Sessions across the board.
Mr. Scindia, I'm forced to go to my second example. Second example of your hypocrisy. When you're in power, you say taxpayer money that runs Parliament is of prime importance. When you're in the opposition, almost as though the taxpayer does not fund parliamentary time anymore, the Congress has forgotten the price of disruption. Does the price of disruption change depending on when you're in government or you're in power, Mr. Scindia? Does the price of disruption change?
If you notice, Arnab, and let me take you back in history to when we were
contemporary
in
history,
UPA
Mr. Scindia.
When the BJP did not allow the House to. Yes, I'm talking about UPA 1, UPA 2, right? That's contemporary enough.
Let's talk about 2012.
The BJP did not allow the House to function for the full session.
So you are doing. You are doing it in installments.
When it's an issue that wrenches at our very existence, it is our job.
The common person who's voted people into Parliament is saying, all right, BJP did wrong, Congress did wrong. Y'all blaming each other now is not where the nation wants, where the youth wants you to
So
go.
why doesn't the
There are
BJP
important,
act
just let me finish,
exactly?
there are
I
important
agree
issues
with Sunil.
like fighting for jobs, for economic growth, for fighting for terror. The world is discussing all that, and we are continuing to debate issues and stopping parliament for the sake of stopping parliament. I think BJP made a mistake on that. One second, let me finish. Let me finish now. Having got your answer on the 17th, everybody should back off and say, all right, they've corrected it, but y'all want to rub people's nose onto the ground and you must fall on my feet and say sorry. Now that becomes the issue in parliament, which has to stop. Now on the 15th...
And when did the BJP realize that after the elections?
All right, they did it.
Not about the HR
No, the Congress I'm saying the opposition made the 17th, right, the circular.
30 seconds
Having
on
got
the
the circular, now let's move on. That's all I'm saying.
Who
Let's
has
move on.
said that they made a mistake?
Arnav, can I have my last word?
So far, I haven't
Nobody
heard
will come
any
in.
BJP person say they made a mistake or a government minister say they made
They
a
are making
mistake.
a statement now. Again, you
somebody
cannot...
has to admit that a mistake was
What is
made.
the circular of
Sunil
the
Alakar
15th?
No, this is
make
not the
that
HRD
admission.
ministry.
Then what is it? Who is it?
No, one second.
Aarti, it is not an ego issue. The government needs to clarify. The government has clarified if there were any misapprehensions. That has been done.
I'd like to clarify that
that has been, it is not taking place.
Is
Now,
not
can
saying
I have
that
my
the BJP
can I have
has
my
made a
say
mistake
little?
with the circular?
On any apprehensions, on the notification, it has been clarified amply.
We are not talking
in the Rajya
notification
Sabha and
now.
the
We are
Lok
talking
Sabha.
about the
The matter
conversion
should
issue.
rest. On
We
the
are talking
issue
about
of-
the conversion
on the issue of
My
Aligarh,
last
it
question
has
to you,
been
Siddharth
clarified.
Nath Singh.
Nothing is moving.
Is this your last position
Then
that the
now
Prime
move
Minister
on
of India will not?
larger debate,
No,
which
are you
is-
saying, is this your final position? The Prime Minister of India will not make a comment on the conversion issue in Parliament. Is this your final position? And are you willing to risk the derailment of the insurance bill?
Well, if the Congress
Are
is
you
ready-
willing to
if
derail the
Congress
insurance
ready
bill
to
because
talk
of
on
it?
Or the opposition ready to discuss on anti-conversion bill, we will talk.
Siddharth, final position.
Let us talk. Final position is, if the opposition wants a moon, nobody is going to give them a moon. The Prime Minister cannot be there as a collective responsibility.
Having
The
the-
senior leader, Parliamentary Affairs
Mr.
Minister
Sindhia.
has responded to Lok Sabha.
Mr. Sindhia, no, Mr.
Rajya
Sindhia.
Sabha, the leader of the House
Having the
has
Prime
responded.
Minister
The
speak
Congress
in
has been,
Parliament is
Congress has
asking
got
for
all the
the moon.
answers. They
There
should
cannot
stop
be-
playing against the reforms.
Mr. Sindhia.
They are conspiring to derail
Mr.
the
Sindhia on the
reforms.
screen.
How can you now ignore that? How can you deny that?
Yes, Mr. Sindhia, you heard the final position.
Till
Last word.
26th May,
I think you
Manmohan
have
Singh
the
was the
break-
leader
you
of
have
the House
breaking-
and Rajya
you have
Sabha.
break-
You all accepted it. Now today Arun Jaitley is there. You want to change the position.
Yes, Mr. Sindhia. So total blockage.
I think, Arnav, you have breaking news on Times now with the BJP saying that having the Prime Minister speak in Parliament to parliamentarians and to be accountable to Parliament is asking for, in quotes, asking for the moon, unquote. I think there cannot be any more debate beyond this. The BJP has stated its position of arrogance and
It appears
hubris,
so. It
and
appears so.
no more debate.
No, I will not use the adjectives you use of arrogance, but it appears to be the final
Your
position.
position is not arrogant, Mr. Sindhia. Your position is derailing the economic reforms. You don't want
Absolutely
the
not.
people of
There
this
is
country
not
to
at all.
prosper.
Having
You
the Prime Minister speak in
Yes,
Parliament
you
is
didn't
not
allow
an
them to
arrogant
prosper for 10
position.
years.
That's
You
his
allowed
job,
corruption
if I
to
may say so.
prevail during
Siddharth,
your
his
tenure.
job
You
is to
allowed
speak
your
in
ministers
Parliament.
to
His
become
job is
richer.
not only to
You
speak
protected
in
all the
rallies
corrupt
in
people.
Jammu and
And
Jharkhand
now when the
and go all over
country
the
has
world,
voted for
but his job is to speak
Mr.
in
Modi,
Parliament.
you're not
That's why
allowing
the people
him
in
to
this country have
function,
voted
and you
him
don't
as
want
Prime
the economy
Minister
to be
to
back
speak
on
in
track
Parliament,
so that
whether
the
it's Lok Sabha
employment
or
generation...
Rajya Sabha.
Do you think, now my question, do you want this house of
go
chaos?
to the boom
Do you
to
think the
happen?
Prime Minister
That is
should
your
just come make
strategy,
a statement on it so people can move on? And if this session of Parliament is lost, the economic ramifications of that will be felt by everyone, including you, ladies and gentlemen. And Mr. Jyotiraditya Sindhia, being a well-versed in economic affairs, knows for himself the economic impact of a stalled winter session more than many other Congress leaders. So therefore, a solution must be found. Now, how it is found is for parliamentarians like them I ask you this
It's
question.
incumbent on the government to find a solution.
Mr. Scindia, when there are people like you who can reach out, you can reach out and find a solution. Let's see what happens. Now, let's see what happens. But I don't think...
That's his job. His job profile is to speak in Parliament.
Well, it appears to me, Mr. Scindia, that you are determined to...
and come only on the day of roster duty.
Well, you seem determined to take on Mr. Narendra Modi, Mr. Scindia. Let's see.
You have said that you want to be a government with a difference. So then
what
walk
he
your
has
talk.
to stay to his party
Let there
cadre.
not
He has
be,
spoken.
let there not be
It is
a
not necessary
chasm
for a
between
policy
what you
decision
say and
to be
what you
announced.
do.
Should
आपकी
ज्योतिरादित्य
नीति और नियत में अंतर नहीं होना चाहिए सिद्धार्थनाथ सिंह जी.
जी
Well,
एक
what
बात
we say
एक बात
we
आप तो
do,
आप हिंदी
and
बोल रहे हैं.
therefore, if
नहीं नहीं एक बात हिंदी बोल रहे हैं आज एक मिनट मैं हिंदी में मैं हिंदी में
we are putting back on
सुनिए मेरी बात मैं हिंदी में कुछ अर्ज करना चाहता हूं ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया के लिए. सुनिए सिद्धार्थनाथ सिंह मैं इलाहाबाद से आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम इलाहाबाद बट आई आल्सो नो अ बिट ऑफ हिंदी.
अगर वो आपको बोलने दे अर्नब.
हाँ बोलने दे.
बोलने देना.
कोशिश कर रहा हूं तो मैं आप सुनिए मैं बोलूंगा आप सुनिए देश के लोग भी सुने कि आपके एक प्रधानमंत्री थे.
रह के चिल्लाने की आदत पड़ गई है.
आप सुनिए ना चिल्लाने की आदत तो कुछ और है मगर 27 अगस्त 2012 को on the 27th of August 2012 a man called Manmohan Singh stood up in parliament and he was told Mr. Manmohan Singh when will you speak कभी तो कुछ बोलिए. तब उन्होंने ये बात कही. मैं अर्ज करता हूं ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जरा सुनिए इस बात को. उन्होंने कहा हजारों जवाबों से अच्छी है खामोशी मेरी. माई साइलेंस इज बेटर देन 1,000 आंसर्स. ना जाने कितने सवालों की आबरू रखे. इट कीप्स इंटैक्ट द ऑनर ऑफ इन्यूमरेबल क्वेश्चंस. नाउ मिस्टर सिंधिया you invented silence in parliament. Don't complain about it. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.